Hey, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing good. Thank you. Thank you. How are you doing?
Doing all right. Just getting some tweets out. See if we can get some people in here.
Yeah, I'm about to
So,
send it around. I've posted and pinned it inside my community, but it's pretty late for most of them. They already have like that. It's late for my 5 p.m. daily VC, but yeah, I'm going to be showing it around as well.
all right. See, Chips in the house. How you doing, buddy? All right. Well, I have it out to the different chats. I'm not sure. These spaces they're like hit or miss. Sometimes there's we get an overwhelming amount of people in, and other times we don't, and when we do it at different times. It's surprising, but yeah. Anyway, we'll move forward and hopefully not take up too much of your time. But welcome to Live in Person. My name is Scott, and this is a segment we do every Thursday evening. We bring new projects or different projects to our communities to ask questions and share what they're building. So, with that, I want to welcome Hawkino tonight. This is the second time you guys have been on, and we're super excited to have you back.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Yeah, I know we're all very busy, especially after holiday season. So I'm happy that we got on, and now we can give some updates of what's happening with Holkino.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the last time that you were on, you were mentioning a trip to China. Am I correct there?
That's correct. So I went a bit deeper. We're partnered with a promotion company, but our point of contact had some family issues at the most crucial time. Where like my community's like, "Hey, you've been mentioning it. Can you give us some proof?" And then we were in between of proof is basically the full announcement. We went away for a better market sentiment, but the plan was to have an internal AMA with them, which never panned out, but gave them the name of the company and then their parent company. Yeah, still waiting for everything to start with the promotion company. But as far as China, yes, we have a plan where we'll be going to the WOW Summit in the end of March. But we'll be based in Asia for the entire year. When I say we, I mean me. So I'm going to conferences. So exchange listings don't have such a big hit, but conferences have a great network is net worth potential. So we're going to a few conferences in Thailand, Malaysia, trying to stay near to Hong Kong. But yeah, those are the best ones that we've seen. And there's a few in Singapore as well where we can meet up with OKX.
Wow, dude, that's pretty insane. Um, so what made you want to take the year to do that? Is that, was that planned, or is that something that you just saw an opportunity and jumped on it?
A little bit of both. So it's planned because it's a nice place to base yourself, but also because I've been to Asia before, and there's a lot of crypto hubs, crypto meetups. So when I was in the marketing trading side, I was going around. We would chat over some drinks or coffees. Think like we work, but more cafe based, or you're just out and you just tend to meet affiliate marketers, which now we're entering into as well as crypto heads, gamblers. You'll meet a lot of these so-called expats in Thailand, at least. So that was the original thought. But then, yeah, we went to the promotion company, and then I said, so Chinese business culture works on something called guangxi that I learned through my studies of business. It's basically making face. So going there, you have drinks and you're able to establish deals better. Plus, we're working on a pro bono type of thing where we support them, they support us, and then we go forwards, getting us speaker roles in conferences, for example, talking about their company in correlation to Hulk. But yeah, no, so it's mostly about we wanted to enter into China, into Hong Kong, or let's just say Southeast Asia in general, as crypto is quite heavy over there, but there's no feasible way of doing that from here. Unless it's an exchange listing, but as far as promotion there, it's always through DM, but even if it's someone that's saying, yeah, this works, it never does. So we have a board of advisors behind us that have all tried it. It doesn't work. So we put our feet on the ground and say, what does work is going there in person. So excited for that. And the promotion company also mentioned of with Corona plus my whiteness is what they said. is that I'll stand out like a sore thumb already, and they love meme projects, but then ours with utility, and then the comic influence with Marvel recognizability. Said that just walking around talking about it, we'll get a lot of great interest because it is quite unique of a project.
Yeah, and I I can't speak enough about the presence of being at a conference. We were not. I actually went and attended as a spectator in New York at their NFT conference last year, and I'm hoping to go back again this year. But just the exposure that I was able to make with just chatting with the projects that were there that had stands, and the amount of volume that came into our community from that, I mean, that speaks volumes. And we've also tried to break down that barrier to Asia with our marketing and whatnot, and we just can't seem to do it. So that might be the trip. We'll send low voltage to Asia for a year.
So what's going on with you guys? Are you guys developmental at this point, or also still pushing out promos and whatnot?
Oh yeah, yeah. So I mean, we've been in the space now for over a year. We're a year and almost 2 months, and we've in the last year have implemented a unique staking platform. We've created a real world product called Apparition, which is a direct competitor for Linktree. But on top of that, it actually utilizes your phone's capability to write NFC tags. So we have a whole line of NFC products that you can purchase. The app is entirely free. And then, we do have an NFT collection coming out, as well as some other things that aren't announced yet, but are coming. But yeah, we've been staying busy and developing throughout the entire year, and with the live and in person, the Twitter space that has evolved now to YouTube. So we have a YouTube channel as well that we do this on.
Ah, beautiful. That's cool. We're going on a similar route. So quite interesting. It's one of the. So I guess I'll transition us into it. I just actually pinned it in the what I call the jumbotron in here, so you can see it up top. But we announced 10 utilities for Hokinu by 6 months of launch. So our anniversary is in 2 days. So yeah, technically 3 days that they'll all be out as far as like the end of the seventh. So we'll have 10 utilities by our 6 month anniversary with multiple AMAs planned. One of them is a 24/7 YouTube music channel. And that will be the start of the entrance of doing the same daily VCs, our Smash Space on YouTube. It also is the start of monetizing our YouTube channel. So then as we go forward, which I wish we did right at the beginning, we'd probably already be there. You need 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 public watching hours, and then you can monetize. That way we're getting revenue generated from daily tasks.
Yeah, dude, that's fantastic. And it's kind of crazy going into that market and or going into that platform. We've always had a YouTube channel, but we really never utilized it, and we started utilizing it. So yeah. But so 10 utilities, you want to share what those are? I know you did before, but uh, you know,
Yeah, no worries. I don't think I did before. I think
oh,
we were talking about entrance into China last time. I don't think we released the utilities we have, of course, but yeah, these were still in the works as far as practicality, interconnected growth, what it means for the project. I hate it when people talk about utilities and there's no. So how does this affect the price? It's like we're setting up a vape shop. Is one of the. I was in this for ages for a pre-sale, and the big reveals was they're setting up a vape shop. I'm like, man, don't use us to freaking seed round your business and then not even like tell us how you're going to be re-injecting that back into the project. Um, but yeah, so as far as I'll go up to what we have already. So we have V1 staking, which is volume based. So it works on the amount of volume and the amount of tokens staked. So similar how a marketing wallet will get filled is how rewards are given out and dispersed in the reward pool. Same way that the staking pool is filled. We have the Hokino raid bot, completely free for anybody to use on our website. Just like a regular bot, make it admin, follow the steps, and that automates raids inside of your community so that your community follows along with it. Our, of course, our Hokinu Tamagotchi NFTs, extremely unique process or project is probably better, or concept actually, is where you feed your NFTs simply by compounding. There's no negatives to it, whatever, at all. Really, we just want you guys, that's our hidden agenda, is incentive to compound. By doing that, you quickly evolve your NFT and get increased stake and rewards. With a lot of other perks there, it's also gamified in three different ways. So they're Tamagotchi, right? So that's one gamification, entries into Meta Brawl Inu as well as our own play to earn game, and also profit sharing of our Inu studios. We're also incorporating a creator fee, and by having the highest evolution, which is only in the first round, then you always get a free NFT from any other new collections that we make down the line. Those are the ones that are, our standard, that we've had. As far as what is new, what was just released is our consumer information site, called Bloomblock. .news. So what that does is it speeds up crypto news for you. It's we're on a auto post to a Twitter as well. You click that, brings you to the site, and then you can read up on articles. So you get kind of like clickbaited in, but it definitely helps with what's tailored to your trading strategy. And that will be the use of that is excuse me, is affiliate marketing ads generating revenue and then re-injected back into the charts, most likely to be used as buybacks and then proven to be locked for future exchange listings, as well as exposure, right? So as we get more traffic on there, if you were on Bloomblock.news right now, you would see Holkino has the top banners. These eventually, with more traffic, will be rented out and switch back to Holkino. The logo will also incorporate, as traffic builds, brought to you by Holkino. So that way it's more reach and exposure in multiple different angles.
So just to stop you there, I know you have more that you're going to cover, but
Mhm.
what made you want to do a news channel? And I'm just curious because there's so many outlets for different types of news that, what is the advantage of coming to Bloomblock per se?
Yeah. Okay. Good question. So one side of it for Hulkino is that when launching out a utility like this, right, we want to keep the marketing budget and marketing focus on Hulkino, and then this one self promotes itself, um, by being consistent. As far as and I just posted it inside of this AMA. As far as it being its own KPI for it is speed, as well as just relevance, right? And it's also something that we can continuously improve on. So how it works is multiple different news sites go into one. So it's not just general high end news, but you'll have your sections for memes, for centralized exchange, live price, for the top 10 trending tokens in centralized exchange, and a comparison for Bitcoin and Ethereum on that site too. So for someone that's swing trading, right, it's quite the handy site as far as getting news articles, scrolling down, seeing what's happening in the market, and it's also, as far as so Twitter is known to be the fastest news now. So we've combined the website with Twitter where it auto posts right into it. So those are some of the KPIs for it, that just help people be able to get their news, look at Bitcoin versus Ethereum right there on the website, as far as a live chart. And then it's also speed post. So if you're just, at home, you can get a notification through Twitter and then click it and you're right at the article. So it's all about speed.
Awesome. Absolutely. All right. Sorry to interrupt. Continue.
Yes, all right. I do tend to ramble, so you're always welcome to interrupt.
No worries. I need to slow people down sometimes, and I do that by asking questions. But no, man, you're doing awesome. But I like that idea. With that, I wonder what kind of adoption you're gonna get with that. How many people are gonna frequent that news outlet, and what are you gonna do to market it? I guess would
Yeah.
be the question that goes to that.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where, like I said, we were talking about these concepts for some time. But it really ties into the interconnected growth of Holkino, right? So as we develop more and more traffic to Holkino, there's more consumer friendly use cases for our investors. So as we grow, our investors start to have more and more power simply by being with Holkinu. Some of it's free, and some of it's for being a holder. That's part of it being self-promoting. But then at the same time, we'll be doing search engine optimization by key by doing keyword articles is what I like to call them. So just a bunch of articles that will increase the Google rankings of Bloomblock. Also, the name of Bloomblock was strategically chosen as Bloomberg has not been too big into crypto. So as we grow up in rankings, the idea is to go a ranking under Bloomberg. So if someone types in Bloomberg blockchain, sorry, tongue twister, Bloom block is likely to pop up very closely under it. So that's the long term plan on it, along with search engine optimization and then promoting it. So as we're doing AMAs, as we start to pump and pop off, more people start to go in the Bloom block. We get more feedback. We incorporate that into the V2 version of the site, and it gets stronger and stronger. So yeah, it's very much organic, not organic, but self-perpetuating. I'd have to say, in the sense of it's interconnected to our roadmap. Of yeah, you guys are inside a Holkino. You're watching our chart. Check out the general markets. It's also how we analyze the market as far as orchestrating pumps or preparing for dips like this crypto winter. We know every time around Christmas, New Year's, slow market. So we went and said we're going to have 10 utilities out in this time instead of just being surprised, you know?
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And yeah, I mean, it's SEO, search engine optimization is vital. And I think that's kind of unique. Yeah, well, yeah, it's kind of smart that you used Bloom Block as your name. And I will say I do listen to Bloomberg News, and they have been covering crypto more regularly since SBF.
Yeah, exactly. But that's handy for us too, right? So it's all about,
Yep,
basically riding their wave. So
that's right.
yeah, and it just worked a bit better. So that's where we saw an opportunity of Bloomberg, Bloom block. Someone types in those keywords, we're able to rise up and ride right next to them.
I love that. So continue. What's next? I
Next
think we have
utility.
four
Yeah.
more.
Yeah, no, five more. We're at five.
Okay.
Um, Here,
Yep.
this is just the first one I found. So here, I'll forward this in as well, so you can see it. The other one is our augmented reality filter. So also quite unique, but this one is much more exposure focused and marks some milestones for us, for our members to understand some of the roadmap that's not on the roadmap for accomplishing it. Those baby steps. So this is two-sided. So you have an interactive mask. So you guys can, or our members can record videos inside of contests, for example, like a reel contest, REEL, like, Instagram, TikTok type of thing,
Mhm.
without
Yep.
doxing themselves. So from the community,
Nice.
we had a vote of, say, Hulking to the moon in public, or, in a nice background. We might combine some of the concepts. So like, if you're in Egypt, by the pyramids, if you're in France, Eiffel Tower, the Tour de Luminette, things like that. And you don't need to dox yourself. And that's also handy for us going to conferences, et cetera, et cetera. A fun feature to take pictures with people. On top of that, the other side is a whole augmented reality 3D filter, where that's what you guys can see pinned up here in the space. So we'll use that in conferences as well. You can use that for settings, and we'll have that as contest too. But this marks our entrance into automated social media advertisements across Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Obviously, we're waiting a bit more for a better sentiment in the market, especially getting these utilities out for some new features for the new eyes, for us to push out heavier marketing. But then this is consistent marketing along with everything that we've been doing and will continue doing and evolving. Um, I think that's it. I feel like I'm missing one aspect. Usually it's multifaceted in three ways, and brain stopped working.
No, it's all good. So it seems like the NFTs are awesome to begin with, right? I love what you built there, but it seems like you guys are branching out into a media promotion organization, more so than anything else. With your Enu Studios, the Bloom Block, the raid bot. It just seems like you guys are trying to put a staple in for the go-to place for people to go get their information.
Right. Yeah, and a little bit more. So we saw it in when we I met BitBoy at a conference and we were talking about this, and a few of his staff members about the future of crypto. So it all started with some incognito early access, and then the hype around. Well, there was two sides for the hype around it replacing your currency, your local currency. But now with regulation securities in mind, and that hype is gone, right? So think about it just like your launch, right? Or anybody's launch, the general you. Um,
Yeah.
then the hype goes away, right? And then it has to be mass adopted. So what we're looking for in crypto for the true next bull run is real life utility integration. Like you see, like there was the hype when El Salvador adopted crypto. Now banks are using crypto. Radio Shack has a token. So we know it's not going anywhere. But for it to be truly pumped is more of those things. More of you can do this with your crypto, do that in the real world. So that's what we're doing. We're getting off-chain profits and putting them back on-chain. With that, after this, we have a whole new list, but we have a visualizer, a financial visualizer, which basically think Linktree, but for the important wallets inside of a project, so they're easily trackable instead of hunting through Etherscan. So this way you can see off-chain funds come on-chain and be bought back into the chart and either burned, most likely locked for future exchange listings, and it's very easily trackable. So that's why we're doing a lot of these utilities. It's navigating outside of the bear market. So bear market will be back, hopefully not as severe, but then
Yep.
over time, as these are adopted and we have multiple streams of income, then we are now able to focus marketing efforts outside of crypto. So, if it was for Bloom for your general news of crypto and stocks, we can focus more on that, whether it be these other utilities I'm going to be talking about, and then increase revenues on that side and have that re-injected back into the chart. So as Bitcoin is dipping, somehow Holkino is still rising or stabilizing, along with many other features that we have integrated, like our V2 staking, having an organic market maker attached to it. So it's all about planning for the pump for stability, but then also real life use case, not just that Holkeen is just a name and it's promo to promo, but it's more utility. I have power for holding this. And therefore you get some more word of mouth and it stabilizes your chart by, having consistent revenue generated in, but it takes time. Each one of these utilities is functioning business for a lot of people. But as we start to grow, we'll have more data and more outreach potential and a bit more power to the token itself. So if I talk to you, you're not into comics, NFTs, then I can say news. Okay, not news. Okay, check out this filter. Oh, you're an Instagram influencer. I like this filter. Things like that. Can you make me one? So more lanes for collaboration and more impact into society as well as just where we are inside of crypto.
You, I think, are the first project aside from ourselves that have that type of model. And I say that, I mean, that's the whole idea behind our apparition project, was that we wanted to have a product that appealed to non Web3 users, that could be used by just the average guy or average girl, right? And that would lead them to who makes it, and would eventually lead them to us. And I mean, that's really was the whole idea behind our apparition project, is bringing in outside money into Web3 and into our ecosystem. So I really really applaud you for that, because everyone else seems like all the utilities they're building are within the blockchain. They're building on the blockchain, and the problem there is, if we're in a market like we are now, that very much limits their capability. Where if they have multiple streams of income, like you guys have developed, it helps stabilize your project and allows you to keep moving on and developing and growing and propelling your project. So I love that.
Yeah, thank
That's
you.
awesome.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I think it all came from, like let's launch a Hulk swap or Hulk exchange. And I'm pretty straight up with the daily VCs of just like, like, so what do you think we can offer compared to like change going on, or Gate.io, Bitmart? Not much. It's just that's just all hype for a hollow pump. And that's, you got to think, who are your competitors when you're trying to innovate the chain, compared to, if you're doing something that's an invention, that's quite unique, and then incorporating crypto into it, then you don't have any competitors and you have that same hype, but you also have, most importantly, is practicality. So it can be adopted, it can be functioning. Some of it takes time, some of it will be instant. And we have some interest already from some of these utilities that are coming out.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely awesome. I love everything you guys are doing. Um, so where do you see yourselves in 3 months besides in Asia?
So yeah, so again, to be frank, right? So it's the pump, the big like offset to Holkina compared to other projects. There's a couple of factors to it, which can go either way. So there's the, if the market allows it, side of it. There's the, just over time, the grits, transparency, continuous updates and building. Then there's that adoption of people are watching us, and I've come to find out they're quite high end people. So when they get their bag and we spark their interest, um, then it's like a trickle effect. And the other side of it is through milestones. So, for example, when our first round of NFTs sell out, we do a 12 Ethereum buyback that's matched with V2 staking launched. But there's a timer to it. So every 8 hours, there's a cluster of high volume of 200 to 1,000 members compounding or claiming in the race to Valhalla. First to evolve to final evolution wins 10K. And all they're doing is just compounding on time, like as fast as possible at whenever their 8 hours is up. Their tokens are not locked either. So at any time, they can withdraw their funds too. So those are the three different ways that we see ourselves pumping. In 3 months' time, we have 10 utilities all fully in action. But there should be at least one or two. But the next round of utilities are all a bit more complex. So yeah, I would say that's where we're at as far as market cap. Who knows? But I would say a lot more interest, higher floors for sure. But yeah, I mean, not for sure. It really depends what the market does. If in 3 months and then we're at 50% down from here, your hands are kind of tied. But
Yep.
what we're working towards is the next time this happens, our hands are not tied.
Right. No, I appreciate that, and that's good to know that you're not stopping where you're at. You're going to continue to develop, continue to put more out there, continue to add to the project and grow, even regardless of what market conditions are. And those are the types of projects that we really applaud, especially when you're looking at a project that's over a year in the space. I mean, 3 months in this space has been a feat for a lot of people, right? So when you're pushing that year mark, or exceed that year mark, that, I mean, that says a lot about what you've done, what you're building, how you're doing it, and yeah, dude, kudos,
Thank
absolutely.
you. To clarify though, in 2 days, it is our 6 month mark.
I'm sorry. Okay, well, you made it past the 3 month mark, so that's a plus. No, I'm just kidding. I have a feeling. I have a feeling in 6 more months we're going to be seeing you, celebrating your 1 year anniversary with everything you're building for
Yeah, I
sure.
appreciate it. Yeah, for sure. I mean, with those utilities, I forgot about the Hulk vs. Bear comic, which will be patented and turned into a studio, comic studio. So it'll be a business to business service.
Nice.
And there's four more. These other four are what are going to be launching in the coming 2 days and a half. Should I just go for them?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
All right, all right. So actually, you were right though, because I already mentioned the YouTube music channel. So technically three, but yeah. So 24/7 YouTube music channel. Sounds easy, but there's a lot of coding, and it's a learning curve. But yeah, I've been working on it. I'm not gonna lie, it's been giving me like the biggest headache out of all utilities. But this is meant for crypto music. So if you're a crypto artist and want to get more exposure to your music, then you just simply send me over your track as long as it's mixed and mastered and focused on crypto. We put it up there indefinitely. And it's basically on a loop. So this will also take some time for a bit more adoption to it. But then we grow more artists. They promote it. That hey, we're on this channel. Check out our songs. And
That
then we grow more and more songs.
could be the recreation of MTV, right? The good old days when they actually played music videos.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Well, it's inspired by lo-fi hip hop, if you know that. If you're a student in the
Yeah,
last 5, 10 years, that was your study music.
I gotcha.
Sure. Yeah,
Nice.
it'll be the crypto music. So this is the idea of that consistent stream is the beginning of us going into the monetization aspects, and we'll be going into AMAs, et cetera, et cetera. I'm going to skip ahead because on that point, we're also doing Holkinu streaming, which is a competitive utility compared to StreamYard. Working title is DreamStream. And StreamYard, for the ones that don't know, this is what people use, what influencers use really, to go live on YouTube and multiple other platforms all at once. So they can stream to Twitch, Twitter, Vimeo, etc., etc., of course, YouTube, and then host others. This comes with tier packages. So, premium allows you to go to eight different platforms with a certain amount of guests and some other extra features. No lie to you guys, we're basically cloning and reskinning StreamYard with some pains that some of the influencers have told us. We got some advice from Believes, World Crypto, the dev of Link's crypto app, Adam Shelton, and the list goes on. We take all feedback because it's a time of innovation. So we'll have StreamYard clone reskin with added features in, but we are freemium. So our competitive advantage to StreamYard is that we're completely free. And revenue comes from the same thing, affiliate ads and banners for it. So there's not going to be any monetization to it. We are considering for you to have premium, most likely to be a Hokinu holder of some sort, 1% bag, for example. But what's handy about this is that they're paying for a service. They don't like it. They're extremely. We have a few interested influencers that are very interested, and that is exactly how exposure will spread. By what we like about this exposure tactic for this utility is by having this platform and truly, getting mass adopted and really marketing it hard, getting more and more influencers on it. Not only do we have support from some of the influencers of you guys save me a bunch, I'm more than happy to support you at any time, not just like bullish updates, but for anything. But also for the out of reach influencers in crypto or just in general, the Elon Musk, the Vitaliks. If we can get it to a mass adoption of, yeah, I mean, I'm a millionaire, but why would I pay for StreamYard when this service is better and free? But then it's also promoting Hulkino, so it's like that entrance through the door that you wouldn't
Dude,
normally get.
that's nice. And unfortunately, I spent the money for a year of StreamYard on Black Friday, so I'm tied to it for a year. I have to get my money out of it.
There
You
you
know what
go.
I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, but no, I do hear you. And one of the things that I thought would be cool is to have a moving backdrop. Instead of just a still image, for your green screen. And the thing is, you can't do that in StreamYard. You can you go to uh, Twitter and we can send right to YouTube, but we have to do a separate one for Telegram. And I had some echo issues when I did that, so I'm not sure if it was just user error or something wrong with the whole setup there. But no, man, I appreciate that, and I will definitely be checking it out when you guys go live. Let me know.
Yeah, for sure. You said StreamYard doesn't allow you to stream to Telegram. You were just multi-streaming.
Yeah, so I was trying to stream to not only Twitter and YouTube like we do on all of our streams, but I added Telegram in there as well. But for some reason, when I added the Telegram in, it gave me this really, really bad echo, and no one heard it but me. So it was like on my end. So I'm not sure what was causing that.
Okay.
I have to play around with it. I'll figure it out. I'm a rookie at this, so
Yeah. Yeah, the higher I've never seen anyone doing it. So if you do figure it out, let me know because I know Bleaves, Adam Shelton, they don't really have Telegram call channels, but it would be very handy for the community too. But they're all looking for views on YouTube too. So yeah, but I would like to incorporate that. That's what I asked our dev for Telegram. That would be a great KPI, but apparently Telegram doesn't do streaming. But still talking to him, seeing if there's a workaround of some sort, like just
Yeah.
audio, of course.
So yeah, you can. It opens a voice chat, and the voice chat shows the video. All that was working fine, but it was giving me a bad echo on my end. So it was like I was talking, and then I was hearing what I said like right after I said it. Right. So trying to talk over that, it was a little bit little tough. But
All right,
anyway,
I put that on there.
we
Yeah, I like the moving backdrop thing. We have for some tips that we have right now for StreamYard is the ability to move where people are in the corners. So think like Zoom, how you can kind of switch it around, or
yep.
Skype. Clear background, so think TikTok. So it can just be your body, like when people are doing that. Look at this, what I saw online,
Hmm.
that type of thing. Now I've added a moving backdrop option, Telegram streaming, and also from ourselves, we want to have a countdown timer. So like people are like, you have a 5 minute pitch, you can have that streamed right on video for people to see.
Nice. Yeah, no, I like it. And if I think of anything else, you know what would I mean? I guess what would be cool is if you could throw up an image in the share function. And I haven't played around with it. I know I can throw an image up, but it takes over the whole screen. I can share a screen, but and if the image is on that screen, it works. But it'd be cool to be able to share, like for an NFT project, to throw an NFT up there on its own without having it to be on a browser. So that would be kind of neat too. But anyway, moving on. Enough about enough about my inquiries. Taz, man, you asked to come up and ask a question or comment. How you doing?
Taz, what's up? As you can see, Taz is Hulky new member.
Obviously. All right. Well,
Oh, there we go.
No question. Just trying to come up down here and tell the baseball thank you for all that you do.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you too, Taz. Core member right there.
dude, awesome, awesome. All right, so we have competitive streamer. What are you going to call that again?
I'm not too sure. I haven't thought about it too much, but Dream Stream is what we're thinking.
Okay, nice. All
Yeah,
right,
but
and I
there
think you
are.
had.
Sorry, go
Go
ahead.
ahead. I was going to say I think you had two more things
Yep,
after that.
exactly.
Okay, go
Spot
ahead.
on. The other two things which are going to be released in the coming 2.5 days is a project integration, which is prediction betting. So you can bet on the highs or the lows inside of certain centralized exchange projects. And how you bet, it has to be through Binance Coin or Polygon's Matic because of the low gas fees. But yeah, so basically how that works is we have a button up on our website, and you click that. It has like a referral through it. You get a discount. We get a referral as well, referral bonus, and then that goes back into passive income for the project too. This is probably the easiest one since it's somebody else's project, but then it's more of a collaboration with them as well. And then we can grow that as an Easter egg for Hulk betting in the future.
So yeah, so it's their project. You're just kind of partnering up with them,
Yeah, yeah, exactly, and a
and
bit more of like a aspect for our users to use.
yeah, and I'm guessing they're located abroad. Outside the U.S.
No, they're in the U.S. We met them at the Chain Link SmartCon in New York.
Hmm.
I
So do
think it
they
was
have a
Virginia.
game? They have a gaming license to do that, or do you know? And I'm just curious because I know we've been investing or diving into different formats for a play to earn, play to give game, and the route that we're going to with is because all the other routes were we would have had to get a gaming license for where our LLC is based. So I was just curious if, they found a way around that, or maybe you don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at it right now. It doesn't seem like they have that they need it, but it's not necessarily a. I think they told me about it when we were there in person, but there was a lot happening.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think it's not necessarily a game. It's really just clicking a button up or down 5 minutes before, and then you wait and you see if you were right, if it was up or if it was down.
Yeah. So it's kind of like Forex, right?
Yeah,
Try,
yeah,
trying to predict
exactly.
the market. I gotcha. Okay.
Maybe
All
that's their
right.
workaround.
Nice. And then what's the last thing?
The last thing is our collaborative site. So we were at the conference in Miami, Decentricon, and that's where we met BitBoy, Ian Heinisch, B-Roots, Jake Gagan, Crypto Rodney, and Crypto Lifer. So they were all there. It was very much like a altcoin celebrity meetup type of thing. It's crazy. BitBoy was my favorite influencer way back when, just because of like how they do it, next to crypto banter. So I was kind of in like awe. Took me a little bit, but I talked to his whole team. But yeah, so we, as well as Proof of Memes was there. I hear that they're a bit under fire, but their concept is pretty sound, and I got to meet them all, and they have like a very esteemed team. Like their co-devs are both remind me of Mark Zuckerberg. So that type of vibe, like chilled and hardworking. I had the
Mhm.
biggest booth there, Trump impersonator and whatnot. So I like their concept of monetizing memes, like your actual meme, not a meme token, but NFTs for your memes. So if you go viral with one of your memes, you can be compensated. So we were in that phase of dabbling with this concept. It was the last one, and actually, I think that day because we met BitBoy was hyped up and like explained the 10 utilities within 6 months and revealed it. Um, but yeah, so we want to do an inspiration from 9gag, Reddit, and 4chan. And the reason why I'm saying I name drop these websites, right, is one of the things we live by in our business mindset is nothing is truly created; it's only recycled, including yourself. Um,
Right.
so yeah, don't recreate the wheel. Smoothing out the edges, make it a bit faster.
Yep.
So we're making a BitMeme. BitMeme is a communication platform similar to the three that I just mentioned, inspired pieces of each, but it is crypto focused and it's has a few good aspects for it for the all around purpose of other users. So as the dev, if you're doing a meme contest, you can host your meme contest on there. Not necessarily on, well, you can say post on there, but you're much easier able to track the amount of likes, comments, or the amount of memes that one user has created, depending how you want to run your contest. So very easy. Promotes their project, promotes Holokino as well. On top of that, there's a forum section. So that's inspired by Reddit, but for crypto idea, think medium.com type of thing or Gitbook. So then
Hmm.
you can write up some articles about your project. A fresh and meme king leader. What's handy about it is like memes aren't going anywhere as far as promoting a project, so we can get a higher amount of or a higher end user because a lot of these high end projects are still using memes. But also for that search engine optimization, Google rankings. If you look up crypto memes, you're not seeing any websites for it. So that's also very unique in that aspect, in the sense that it doesn't truly exist.
Nice. Yeah, no, I love that. I love what you said there that, why reinvent the wheel when it's already out there? Just, progress it, make it better. And that may lead into a new discovery or development that was not thought of before, right? So awesome, awesome knowledge.
Yeah, thank you. I'll send over the Medium article to the top. So with all these utilities, there's a Medium article for each. As we go, as the Easter egg of it's coming out soon, as well as some snippets, also to show the communities that this isn't just talk; it's being worked on,
Yep.
and everything comes out piece by piece. So I
Nice.
pinned up Crypto Radio is the 24/7 Holkey new music channel, and also BitMeme is up there too. And if you guys want more information, the prediction betting, I will be posting the Medium article tonight, shortly after this call as well. for everyone to see and get a bit more understanding of it. Check out prdt.finance is the integration to it, along with a lot of other things. But yeah, those will be posted and pinned inside the community as our website is down and waiting for the web developer to bring it back up and revamped. Then we can have all of these things listed up on there as V3. Yeah, V3 of our website, and then have that easier marketed of look at all these utilities that are up on the site.
Yeah, I was
And
going to bring up the website because
yeah.
I reached out to you earlier. I'm like, okay, well, I know you'll get it back up, but the Medium site is actually just medium.com/@Hawk official. If anyone wants to read up or read more about what Hawk is building and all the utilities that they have them all listed nice and neatly right there. You guys can check it out, read up, check out their Telegram, pop in, ask questions if you have them. If you have questions now, please, by all means, the mic and floor is open. We have about 10 minutes left before we'll close out the space. So if anyone has a question, please feel free to request.
Absolutely. And I love a challenging question. So don't be shy. If you want to come up and be rude, let's do it. And we
So
also have a daily VC every day in our chat too.
nice. So I have a question for you, and it's not really project related, but because you're going to be living in Asia for a year, there's so many different dialects and languages that are in that region. How many do you know?
I don't know any Asian dialects except for some words, but I speak 5 languages outside of that. So I'm very operational in Europe, but it's a lot of expats that are at the crypto meetups. The conferences are locals, but from my research is that the speakers all operate in English.
Wow. Isn't that weird? I mean, they've adopted English as the primary for events like that, where, you come here and it's not like we're catering to any other real cultures. I mean, more so with, Spanish and some Chinese and, Asian cultures, but not really. I mean, but you go over to Asia and they're going to do everything in English. That's impressive, and it kind of makes me wonder about our culture, right?
Yeah. I have a backstory on that actually was like airlines used to operate in their native language. And I do believe it was Japanese that there was a pilot and co-pilot talking to each other. But as far as Japanese culture goes, is you're not supposed to correct your superior in a certain way. So there was an issue with the checks for takeoff, and by the time that the co-pilot could have communicated in the respectful way as far as how their culture works, they had already taken off and had to turn around, costing a lot of resources. So they went into English because English is known as the most direct language.
Wow. Well, that's kind of interesting. Huh.
Yeah,
All right.
stuck with me.
Yeah, that's a great story. So, anyone have any questions? By all means, please request. If not, I think we'll have here's some closing statements, and we'll shut down the space. Going
For
once.
sure.
Oh, what's that?
No, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Going twice, 3 times. All right, Hawk. Any closing statements?
Yeah, feel free to check us out. Come into our community. Do your research. We want people to do their research instead of hollow pumps, is what I call them. I'm not going to come in here and say an announcement of we're going on this exchange and you're just getting in to ride the wave. We want you to understand the concept, challenge the concept, and get hyped on the concept. Going forward, multiple AMAs on our anniversary, January 7th, this coming Saturday, with Adam Shelton, Believes Crypto. Could be World Crypto. Also, Zero Dark Crypto is a public and private group, and Acid Calls. And we actually are in talks with some other AMAs as well. With that going forward, thereafter, we focus more on these utilities, as well as we're going to be announcing the list of new utilities you can expect from Holkino. 10 in 6 months of launch is a milestone that I have not seen another project cross because we're in this new time of less this hype of what we're going to promote, and more on let's build something and promote that and make it functional. So more utilities come in that revolutionize the space, as well as just completely revolutionary in their own idea. They will be announced in time, when we have the ball rolling as far as details for our niche. We enter into Asia. We have a AMA coming up with Crypto Lifer thereafter, as well. As long as the market is looking nice and bullish, in mid-January, we'll pull the trigger on a Binance Live AMA as well, which is something new they did a few months ago or like a month ago. And there's no way to apply. You just have to know someone that has the hookup. And we have that. So we'll be doing that as well, waiting for that because it's more of a centralized exchange and more technic technic technology savvy, I'd say, crowd. So we want to have our utilities up. Check out our NFT concepts. When they sell out, that is the confirmation of a consistent rise. And as the market starts to recover, we already have multiple pushes for now multiple utilities to push out, AMAs, as you've heard, and exchange listings as well, and also long-term funding for these exchange listings. So it's not just directly eating out the budget, as well as, we're doing viral promos as well, 3D billboard with out of frame 3D graphics. So it's nothing that's been seen before. I showed a snippet to my community. They got extremely hyped about it. That the graphics alone are $5,000 plus like a 15-20K billboard. And also I'm considering still, I want to get biodegradable business cards and get helicopter rides, probably from Groupon, guys. You got to cut costs where you can and make it rain over financial districts across the world. Hopefully, don't get fined or jail time because it's biodegradable. But yeah, that's just a viral idea for you guys to have in mind as far as how we're shaking feathers. You got to be different to stand out, right? So I think I can leave it there as far as closing statement and some of the things to expect in these coming days and coming months.
No, that was a lot that you put into that closing statement. And, I encourage everyone to definitely take a look at Hockey. Do your research, ask questions, ask some tough questions. If you don't know, don't be embarrassed to ask and find out the answer. But one of the things that I really value with their project, and why after we had them on the last time, I wanted to right away get them back on as soon as we could, is because they are building and active in this space. They're putting out products, real utilities, functioning utilities, and consistently growing. And, as anybody who's a part of our project knows, that we do very much the same thing. We started out a year and 2 months ago as a meme coin that benefited charity. And a year later, we have multiple utilities, we have the charity function, and we have more coming. So, I appreciate projects like Hockey, and the amount that they build in such a short period is absolutely amazing. And I would encourage everyone to take a look and do your research and, ask questions and find out more. So with that, I appreciate you guys so much for coming on. Maybe the next time we'll have you on our YouTube platform, and if you want to come back, that'd be great. We'll go from there. But we appreciate your time and sharing with our community and our space. And thank you again. And with that, I'm going to say good night.
Good night to you, man. It goes likewise. Yeah, we'll have you back on the space too, on Smash Space.
Awesome. Well, we haven't been on one yet, so we got to get on there.
Oh, snap. Okay. Got you.
Yeah.
You'll be on top of the list.
All right. Well, let me know.
Deal.
All right. Cool, man. Have a great night.
You too, man. Hulk out.
All right. Bye-bye.